Today we're going to get a bird's eye view of the multiple choice choose single answer question in the reading section of the PTE academic exam. Hi, I'm Sharon and I'm a PTE trainer here at Benchmark Education Solutions. I'm glad you've joined me for this video today. We're going to take a look at the multiple choice choose single answer question type. We'll examine how it's scored, do a sample question together, and then I'll leave you with some important tips to keep in mind. Let's get started with a brief overview of this question type. This is the last task in the reading section, in which you'll see a text of around 100 words. For each text, you'll have one multiple choice question. There will be several answer options per question, and you must select only one correct answer. The biggest skill this question type tests is your ability to understand the text and answer questions. We'll go into more details on what kinds of questions you can expect in our in-depth lesson, but you can expect to see questions that will test you on your ability to understand the theme, the main idea, the topic, the purpose, a writer's attitude or opinion, main differences in the text, inference, and perhaps even the meaning of certain words in context. Each question prompt will be different, and you can expect to see any of those possibilities on test day. And speaking of test day, you'll see 2 to 3 of these questions on the exam. It's a good rule of thumb to spend no more than 2 to 3 minutes on each of these questions. Keep in mind that this is the last question type in the reading section, so you may have less time to do them depending on how well you've paced yourself throughout the section. Now let's see how this question is scored. The scoring really is quite simple. This is part of your reading score, and each answer is either correct or incorrect. There's no partial credit for this, and there's no negative scoring. So that means you don't get a point taken away if you answer incorrectly. You just don't get the point for that question. A score of 1 is given for each correctly completed question, and a score of 0 is given for each incorrect answer. Again, 0 is the minimum score since negative marks are not given for this question type. We'll look at an example next, but I want to let you know that this example is longer than the text you'll see on test day. This extra challenge should help you with vocabulary and time management. Here's our sample question and the answer options. We'll go through a more detailed strategy in our in-depth lesson, but I'll give you some tips today. First, you should always read your question first, then focus on what it is asking you to do. Then, read your answer options quickly and focus on the keywords. Let's do that now. According to the writer, New Zealand. This is actually quite a difficult question prompt because it's very open-ended, meaning the answer could really be anything. So we need to focus on what the writer is saying about New Zealand. Let's check out our answer options now and see if we can narrow down our choices. Answer option A is promoting a disability strategy model for other countries to follow. The keywords here would be disability strategy model and other countries. We need to understand if New Zealand is serving as a model for other countries to follow. Answer option B has already implemented a disability strategy. The keywords here are already and disability strategy. This is quite clear. We need to understand if New Zealand already has this model or if they still need it. Answer option C is in the process of implementing a disability strategy. The keywords here are process of and disability strategy. This would be quite different than option B because it would mean that they are still currently working on this strategy. And last we have answer option D, is planning to start preparations for implementing a disability strategy. The keywords here are planning, start, and disability strategy. Notice that options B, C, and D are all very different, but all involve whether or not the disability strategy has been started, implemented, or if it's currently in the works. This will be important to keep in mind. Don't worry too much if my keywords are different than yours. There's no one right or wrong way to choose keywords, but just make sure you're looking at the general meaning and idea of each answer option. This will help guide you as you look at the text. Now that I've chosen my keywords, I'm going to scan for them in the text. And once I've found a promising area, I'm going to skim and see if I can understand what the text is saying. Now I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do this on your own. At 1 minute and 50 seconds, I'll start a 10-second countdown timer so you'll know your time is almost up. Then we'll go over the answers together. Ready? Here we go. All right, let's take a look at the text. I'm going to show you how I used my keywords to answer these questions and also how I used the process of elimination. Some of our keywords are in the very first sentence. It says, the New Zealand government has developed a New Zealand disability strategy and has embarked on a wide-ranging consultation process. The fact that this sentence says, and has embarked on a wide-ranging consultation process shows that it hasn't necessarily been implemented yet, so we can eliminate option B. As I also scanned for other countries, I found myself in the middle section of the text. It says, a number of countries are already in the process of formulating their own standards for the control and reduction of classroom noise. New Zealand will probably follow their example. This means we can eliminate option A because the text does not state that New Zealand is promoting a model for other countries to follow. Rather, it says that New Zealand would likely follow other countries. So now we're left with options C and D. The difference between these options is that C states that New Zealand is in the process of implementing, while D states it's planning to start preparations for implementing. So which answer is correct? It's C, and we can find that answer in the first sentence of the text. If we had to decide between the two, it's clear that New Zealand is already in the process of implementing the disability strategy, since it has embarked on wide-ranging consultation process. So it's in the process and beyond the preparation stage. This was quite a difficult example, but I hope it helped you understand the importance of focusing on keywords in your question and your answer options before you look at the text. Notice that I didn't read the entire text and I didn't waste any time. Of course, I took my time explaining this to you today, but the goal would be for you to do this in less than 2 or 3 minutes. In our in-depth lesson, we'll go into more strategies and detailed examples. But before we go, I want to leave you with some important tips for this question type. Like we saw in our example, make sure to understand the question prompt and read it very carefully. This will help you read for purpose and to find the answers easily in the text. Remember to scan and skim, and you should be scanning the text for the keywords mentioned in your options so you can easily locate the answer. Time management is very important here. Remember to spend just 2 or 3 minutes per question. Use the process of elimination to help you get the answer correct, even if it's difficult. Using this will help your chances of choosing the correct answer if you need to guess. Along these lines, never leave a question blank because there isn't any negative marking for incorrect answers. Okay, thank you for joining me today. I hope this gave you a really good idea of what to expect for the multiple choice single answer question type. Remember, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification button. And be sure to leave us a comment and let us know how you did on the sample question. If you'd like to practice more PTE questions and learn more about the exam, check out our website here at edubenchmark.com or watch our other videos, including the in-depth lesson and helpful do's and don'ts for this question type. You should also take our PTE speaking mock test here. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.